this message is critical for women because we talk to ourselves. And the hard thing is that lots of us don't tell ourselves the truth. In fact, one of the things I learned when I was writing this study is that women, in fact, all people, carry on this inner dialogue that consists of between 150 and 300 words a minute. Now, if you put all that together, that translates into 47,000 or up to 51,000 thoughts a day that are running through your mind because of what you say to yourself. Now, most of it, thankfully, is not a big deal. It's like things that are neutral, you know, like where'd I put my cell phone, or I can't forget to take my dry cleaning, that kind of thing. But there is this powerful minority of words that we say to ourselves, especially women, that are destructive. You know, words like, I'm so stupid, or I can't do anything right. And that's why I've written this study, because we as women, we need a thought closet makeover. Well, I think the lies that women tell themselves are as individual as each woman. I mean, for me personally, the biggest lie that I told myself, and sometimes I still slip into it, is name calling. I call myself an idiot. Whenever I would do anything wrong or anything that was less than perfect, that was my first thing that would come out of my mouth. And a lot of women can relate to this because they may not use that word, but they may say other things, like when they look in the mirror, I'm so fat, or God couldn't love me. And the lies are custom made for our individual strengths and our individual weaknesses. And that's why over the 6 weeks of this study, we learn to see what's in our thought closets, we recognize it, and then we begin to refuse to let those lies in the door, and we relabel it all with truth. What's relevant about what we say to ourselves today is the same thing that was relevant when King Solomon penned the verse in Proverbs that says, as a man or a woman thinketh, so is he or she. The things that we think, the things that we say to our own souls can completely alter the life that we live. In fact, one of my favorite quotes that I speak about in this study came from a man named John Stott, and he said this: if you sow, as in plant, if you sow a thought, then you're gonna reap an action. If you sow an action, you're gonna reap a habit. If you sow that habit long enough, you're gonna reap character. And when you sow character, you'll eventually reap your destiny. So if each of us have a life that's wardrobed with, let's say your life may be wardrobed with sorrow or depression or despair or anger, and you can't figure out why, well, if you trace it back to what's in your thought closet, you'll learn that what you begin to think is what's going to shape and change your life. And that's why we want to put truth in the thought closet so that our lives are clothed with God's liberty.